couples who can't even communicate with each other shouldn't have kids. Seriously? Okay, let's look at this story. Until I have my own column, I am answering to other people's column. Today, it is like Dear Prudence in the Slate. So this person writes in, help! I've been lying to my wife about what I do on trips. Okay, out of the gate, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I just assume you're a lying, cheating son of a gun with a whole other family, right? Because that's what so many men do. It's not. Look at this. This is so weird to me. Dear Prudence, we live in a high cost of living area. When we had our daughter 3 years ago, my wife was determined to stay at home, so I had to take another position in the company. It requires me to do a lot of international travel. It has been a huge issue in our marriage. Uh-oh. My wife expects me to jump right into helping. You mean parent? Helping around the house and parenting. Oh, okay. There you go. Our daughter as soon as I get off the plane. Ugh. Most of the time, I am jet lagged to the point of being a zombie. My wife rejects any of my solutions, like getting a part-time house cleaner or meal prep service. That house cleaner isn't gonna parent those kids. Make them brush their teeth, put them to bed, read them stories. But, it could help. It could help. But also, I'm confused. Those things cost money and you're already resentful that you have to work so much. And it sounds like you live in a very expensive area. The math is confusing me, but maybe we'll get into it. Hold on. I brushed through this before I started. This is negatively affecting my health. I dread going home more than I do going through the airport. That's a bold statement. I dread going home more than I do going through the airport. Can you imagine your husband writing in to a random editor in a publication where lots of people are going to read this? Can you imagine being someone doing this? They would rather be in an airport than with you or the children that he made. You know what I mean? Let's hope he's being dramatic. Men are very dramatic. I know they call us drama queens. They're the drama. Our drama is not always, but oftentimes hitting our limit of dealing with their drama. The lies, the gaslighting, all the labor that they just don't value, blah, blah, blah. I have started lying and adding an extra day or two to my trip so I can just check into a hotel here and relax. Okay, this feels as bad as cheating. Like, I know cheating seems like it would be worse, but this is still like a major betrayal. And cheating is probably worse, but this feels as bad. Because this is literally leaving his wife to parent all alone for 2 extra days each trip. How many trips is he taking a month? How many extra days is this? Is this like 2 extra days a month, 4 extra days a month? Like how? Because this adds up. The family's income and resources is going for him to just chill and watch SI Miami reruns in a hotel and order room service and just have the best life of peace and quiet. I bet she would love that. I bet she really needs that after parenting alone. All alone while you're working because again, men don't see our labor, any of it. Not just cleaning, parenting, emotional labor, mental load, invisible labor. They don't really see that as work because we don't get paid for it. They only see it as paid labor when they literally have to pay someone. He thinks it's just a little house cleaning and meal prep will help resolve all that goes into parenting. Oh God. It has been helping, but I hate lying. Well, you don't hate lying enough, or you wouldn't be. The fact that he thought it was a better idea to just have a double life, and not a double family, not an affair, but a double life of solo alone time that he would never be okay. Imagine a man finding out that his wife was doing this. Immediately would divorce her. Am I wrong? Like, men would be like, no, that's not okay. Divorce, right? Just how like when men find out their wives are cheating, divorce. Unless they just still want all that free labor and they don't have another woman lined up. Like that. You know what I mean? But like, men would never put up with this stuff. Why do we put up with this stuff? Well, I know why. Well, especially because she's a stay-at-home mom now. I hope you have a prenup, honey. I hope you make sure that money is going into your account. Because when this man finally gets sick of this stuff and leaves you or has an actual affair and brings a lady home to one of these hotels that he's relaxing in and eating cheeseburgers on his bed, you better have some money in savings that he can't touch. Or like, please don't do this. Don't put yourself in this position, y'all. I also want to say that he doesn't seem to appreciate the fact that it's actually better, if you have that option. A lot of women in the United States have to stay home and take care of the children because daycare is more expensive than if their jobs won't cover daycare. It's cheaper for her to stay home. But also a lot of women want to actually parent their children and should be allowed to, but not unless they have financial security where they have money. They have a backup plan. This guy's just like, good. She wanted to like parent our kids. She wouldn't let me pay a stranger to do it. Because if she wanted to work, she should be able to work. If she didn't want to work and wanted to parent the kids, he should be happy that she's willing to do that. Now he's just going to be like, okay. And he lies about this. I'm sorry, I don't like you, dude. Don't like you right now. But she is not being, look, I don't know. Maybe she has a prenup or something that's going to protect her. But this is not good. This is not good. Don't get in this situation without a backup plan and financial security, because we know right now the men will use the courts to financially abuse you and make you almost homeless, even if it means those kids have nothing. They don't care, a lot of them. And a lot of women don't find out how selfish these men are and how vindictive these men are until they get a divorce. You hear it all the time. I didn't even know who he was until we got a divorce. I had no idea he was that evil. I know it would not look good for me if and when my wife finds out, but I need this downtime. You like, seriously, how is she going to believe him? If I were her, I would not believe that he's just relaxing. You literally making yourself look so suspicious, dude. Even if she finds out and then does believe you that you're not cheating, she'd probably be just pissed at this because she has no break. She has probably no time to pursue anything she loves, no hobby, probably no time for friends, nothing. Because the rare time you are home, you're complaining that you have to actually parent and don't get downtime. I also want to acknowledge that as someone who has traveled a lot in international travel, I know jet lag is hard. I know traveling a lot is hard. It is literally ask pilots who do like long haul flights apparently like live less. They die younger because it's so hard on your body. I want to acknowledge that part and traveling for work. My stepmom had to travel all the time for work, and I saw the toll it took on her body. Like it's a lot, but that still doesn't justify this nonsense. Maybe, I don't know, pay a babysitter so that you both can relax. There's so many solutions to this that don't involve like secret little solo vacations, an affair with yourself at the expense of your wife. But I need this. I really wish my wife kept her, here we go. I really wish my wife kept her job, even if it means paying most of her salary for daycare. Okay, so let's just say she kept her job. You're still not going to help out. Help parent. When you get home, that doesn't solve that problem. Is daycare going to come to your house and tuck them into bed and entertain them and have the dumbest conversations ever? And I don't mean that in like an offensive to kids way. I'm just saying one of the hardest parts of being a nanny or an aunt or dealing with kids at all is like, especially when they're 2 or whatever, like you just have to have conversations that make no sense. Sometimes it's really entertaining and fun. Other times it is mind numbing. Who's going to do that? Regardless of whether she works or not. Who's doing that? Can't pay someone to do that. You can't afford that, I promise you. Remember, I talked to y'all a lot about how when I was a nanny, I worked 8 hours a day. I think I made $200 a day. Still really isn't enough. But that was one child. I think I made $250 a day. One child. I just watched Shrek, fed him snacks, nothing else. Nothing else. None of the other things that involve taking care of children in a house and a husband's life. This man can't afford what he thinks he wants. I swear to God, nothing is going to change until men really understand the value of all of women's labor. It seems like they're just never going to until they literally have to do it themselves or have to pay someone sufficiently for that. Because it's like they just can't do it. Sorry, won't. They can, they won't. I hate this and the stress of being on one income. Did you think about any of this before you had children? Did you? I feel like maybe you didn't. I feel like y'all should have talked about a lot of more things. Do y'all even know each other? I have so many questions about this marriage. What else can I do? Oh, my wife wants to have another child. What? Okay, honey, I need you to stop now. And I'm just dreading the additional stress that would bring. Love Stressed in Seattle. Stressed in Seattle is definitely not sleepless like his wife. By the way, I need to review. I'm sorry, I can't not hit this screen. Oh, I need to put this down. Remind me to do a movie review of that one. Literally every rom-com I ever watch, I'm like, what is this? No wonder we're so messed up. Okay, dear Stressed in Seattle, you need to be clear about what you need from your wife. Are you willing to keep your high travel, high stress, presumably high paying position? But you can't jump into childcare right after a trip and you need time to decompress. Or you need to look for a lower paying job that will involve less travel and less stress and allow you to feel like you can hop into childcare as needed, but will require something else to give. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this first paragraph. You can't solve this problem yourself. You have to work with your wife. Yeah, like, hello, y'all are partners. You're co-parenting. You gotta talk. You gotta talk to your wife. Your wife who also has needs. Your wife isn't asking you to take over childcare as soon as you get home out of some arbitrary expectation. Caring for a child solo is hard work, and she is exhausted by the end of your trip, too. It's hard to ease that burden with a small amount of help from a house cleaner or meal prep service. Exactly. Meal prep services aren't gonna have the bad conversations with the kids or, help them calm down when they're screaming about the weirdest thing that makes no sense that you can't even do for them because it makes no sense. It sounds like the main problem here, though, is that there's too much work generally and not enough money to cover a life you both feel relaxed and content is. I would agree with that. Kind of. I don't know. Let's see. This is a problem you're not alone in. The cost of having a family right now in America is very high. It's crazy making. You've gone the route of making more money and it hasn't worked. What about lowering your expenses? I know moving is a huge undertaking, but it's worth considering what you can gain by somewhere low cost, even if it can't happen right away. Yeah, I guess, okay, but that's still not the main problem. These people don't talk to each other. All in all, this isn't something that resolves itself overnight. One thing will help in the long run is that you will not have a very young child forever, and your daughter will gain more independence and need less childcare, but not if you have another one. That's why I understand why she may want another child. Maybe wants the child to have a sibling, which I also sometimes think is weird. I get it, but when I hear, this is just, I'm sorry. Look, he's so done. When I hear my parent friends openly say the only reason why they want another child is to entertain the first one, I'm like, that sounds kind of strange. As the second child, it's no wonder I'm a little clown and I entertain for a living. That was my life purpose, apparently. I get it, especially if you had siblings and you want your kids to have siblings, blah, blah, blah. But these people can't afford another kid. They can't even afford one. They don't even talk. You think a baby's gonna fix the big problem in this relationship? Is his entitlement and unchecked patriarchy and selfishness and not talking to her about it and her delusion that this is all a great idea. And she's gonna find out, bro. She's gonna find out. Men are don't men realize that we all are like little FBI detectives? Sometimes we start investigating too late, but once we have a reason to investigate, you won't believe the stuff we find. He's gonna get caught. All it takes is her opening up one credit card bill and she'd be like, what? And then she never trusts him again. I'm not just coming down on the man here. I'm coming down on her. I want women to not set themselves in this position. I want women to stop ignoring red flags. I mean, maybe this man is just an amazing actor. Maybe. But my guess is that she can sense that he doesn't like being home and that he'd rather be in an airport. Although maybe she'd be shocked that he even wrote that. But there's no way she's not aware that this man is not happy. Men do not hide that. I mean, come on. Right? We're like dogs. We can smell shame. We can smell fear. We can smell anger. We have a thermometer up men's butts and we know what they're thinking before they even know what they're thinking and feeling. Unfortunately, that is one of the things about being raised under patriarchy is a woman has to do that to not die. We have to do it in public. We have to do it in our homes. We can't shut it off even when we want to unless we're in an active addiction or something. Anyway, whatever. Y'all know I talk about this all the time. But there's no way that she is not aware that something's off in this relationship and he doesn't seem happy. And she's like, let's have another baby. No. A baby will not only not fix this, now she's probably going to end up divorced, single mom with 2 children she can't afford to take care of because she's probably going to get screwed in that divorce settlement because she has been out of work and can't enter the workforce without taking a massive salary cut and just like whatever. We know how this is. This is why women are afraid to leave the workforce is because mothers get penalized. I do have empathy for people who need alone time. I need alone time. I need a lot of alone time. I'm very extroverted. After I do this stuff, I need to not talk to anyone for a while. You know, this takes a lot of energy to be this hyper. A lot. So I don't have a problem with this man taking some alone time, but it's the whole like entitled king baby. My time is more valuable than her. This is the same level of audacity of the men who are like, I'm gonna go climbing for the whole weekend because I need to do my hobby while you stay home and sew so that you can be around the kids and still take care of them and not have any time outside of the house for yourself. This is the same energy. Same energy. Whether they're doing nothing or they're running a marathon, it's still about time and men's entitlement to it. And then not feeling like women deserve time that's our own. So this whole thing about, just hang on. Sometimes life is just about hanging in there until things naturally shift. Just don't have another kid yet. Okay, thank you for saying that because I was getting worried about this advice. Or do. No, don't. Y'all can't even talk to each other. Don't have another child. Why would you bring a child into this mess? But only if you both wind up in a place where you're excited about it. Yeah, but they don't even talk to each other. So he's just going to lie about being excited about this kid. And then he'll be spending more nights in that hotel by himself, avoiding 3 people instead of 2. All of which he's responsible for. Doesn't seem to even like because he'd rather be at an airport. In the short term, tell your wife you need some hotel vacation time and then take that time without sneaking it. No. What about her hotel vacation time? No, Prudence. Huge disagreement here. No. He only should take hotel vacation time if she gets the exact same amount of hotel vacation time. Because I don't care how much he's traveling over the ocean, how much jet lag he has. She is, I'm sure, touched out, feels dead inside, needs adult conversation. She needs to fill her well too, not just him. Fair is fair. Oh, I need to watch that movie, The Legend of Billie Jean again. God, maybe I'll hate it now though. We'll see. On the list, one thing that I've talked about a lot and I will never stop talking about it is the way that time is not money, but it is. Time is value. And when men just waste our time when we're dating, putting us as placeholder and all this other crap, when they exploit our time once they're in relationships with us, especially marriage and kids, when they rob us of time and hoard all the time, that makes them a gold digger because that time has value. All these men are on the hobosexual spectrum. You will never convince me otherwise. I don't care how much money they have. They may have 6 figures, no, that's not even a big deal anymore. They may be millionaires and still be little hobos. Because I promise you, they're still exploiting some woman's time and not valuing it as much as their own. And honestly, at the end of the day, you can never get your time back. Men value time. They absolutely do. They just don't value yours unless you make them. Remember, don't have babies or get pregnant or baby trapped. Set notifications, like, share, comment. Thank you for your time.